interview like. Now, you've seen those on the radio or the interview or television where they interview somebody. And I'm going to ask you, what is your name?
Bryan.
Bryan? And where do you go to school, Bryan?
Kindergarten.
And what's the name of the school?
Kindergarten.
Kindergarten? But isn't it?
Mary Farmer.
You're Mary Farmer, right? Yeah, we went the other day to Grandparents' Day, didn't we? To see you. Yeah, and you sang us some songs. That was fun.
Did you like it?
I really liked it. Yeah, Nana liked it too. We had a good time. Okay, now I wanted to ask you some other things about where you live.
In Benicia.
In Benicia. And let's see, what else can I ask you? What do you like to do?
Go to school.
Like to go to school? What do you like to do there the best?
Play.
Play? Are there any special activities you like?
Blocks. And blocks.
You like that? Do you like to make things with wood and hammers and nails?
That's what we do with those kind of blocks.
Oh, you do that at home with your dad?
Yeah.
Sometimes?
Those are just when we do lamps and stuff.
Oh.
Which have cars on.
Let's see, would you like to tell me anything else?
No.
Don't think so? How about, what do you think you'll be someday when you grow up?
I think I want to be a policeman.
Do you? What do policemen do?
They arrest people if they do stuff bad.
Oh, I see. Do many people do things bad?
No.
Not too many, huh? That's good. The policemen would be real busy, huh? Yeah. Did you go up to Dave and Francie's house the other day? At the lake?
Not the other day.
Last Saturday?
Yeah.
What, did you catch a fish?
Yeah.
Did you? What kind of a fish was it, do you know?
It's just a brown fish.
A brown fish? What were you using for bait?
The regular kind of bait.
Regular kind of bait? What's that?
It was just a red brown fish.
Like a salmon egg?
Look what I made.
Oh boy, Dan, there you are. Now, okay, I'm going to sign off now with Bryan Campbell. Oh, I brought it from the garage because I needed some light to light you up and make you look nice and bright. Do you feel nice and bright?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Good. I'm going to put a book up here or something. Okay. There. Okay, now, let's see. I have a list of questions here I'd like to go over. Would that be all right?
Yeah.
Okay. The first thing I'd like to ask you is your name?
Bryan Campbell.
Oh, and you have to speak up because this microphone is a long ways away.
Okay.
And how old are you?
6.
Oh. Okay. And what school do you attend?
Mary Farmer.
Mary Farmer? You like that school?
Yes.
What is your teacher's name?
This is Ransdale.
Oh, I met her the other day, didn't I? When Nan and I were there. Room 2. She's a nice teacher. I liked her. I really liked her. What do you enjoy doing the most?
Using the art projects and using the art stuff that they have.
Oh. What do you do with it?
Me and my friend Corey both like to put makeup stuff and put it all together. Sometimes we both have to work together and do it.
Oh boy, that sounds like fun.
And I like drawing.
Oh, that sounds great. What would you like to be when you grow up?
Policeman.
Policeman?
Yeah.
Oh. And you know why you'd like to be a policeman?
I just want to.
Like to help people?
Actually, I don't know what I want to grow up to be.
Oh, well, you got plenty of time.
And
Did you take a vacation this year?
Burning Fall.
Did you like that? You like that place? Yeah, good, huh? Do you like to swim? Yeah. Did you do some water skiing this year? Yeah,
I gotta
you sure did.
put her behind.
Well, you did a very good job. I mean, you drug your daddy all the way across the lake, following you. You did so well. Do you play sports?
Yes,
What kind of sports do you play?
soccer.
Oh, do you like soccer?
Yeah.
Do you?
We're gonna get her a trophy December 8th.
Oh boy, that's great. Well, you did a nice job. Nan and I came up to watch you the other day, and we really enjoyed watching you play
Last
soccer.
game.
Yeah, that was your last game, wasn't it? What's your best subject in school? What do you like best in school?
Drawing.
Drawing? Hey, you made us a nice picture, didn't you? That you shared with us when we were there. What's your favorite thing to do?
Where?
Anywhere. You think about that.
Just plain old drawing.
Plain old drawing? You do that at home sometimes too?
I like to do it with pencil because you can erase it and then I like to color it on the lines and I like to color it without color inside the right color that it usually is.
Great. That sounds fun. Do you sing at all? You don't sing?
Yeah, at school, but not too much.
Not too much?
I learned some sign language.
Some sign language. Could you share some of that with us?
I couldn't remember some.
You remember some of this special sign language?
Okay. One light, one sun.
Oh, that's good. That's great.
A whole bunch of it.
Good. I'm glad you learned some of those things. I was wondering, let's see, what would you like? You know, we only do this once a year.
Yeah.
We only have our annual up close and personal on Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah.
And this is our second time we've done this. And it came out really nice last time. We enjoyed doing it. I was wondering if there was anything you'd like to share with all the people that will see this videotape.
No.
You like to sing them a song or tell them a poem or...
Yeah, it's a joke.
You have a joke?
Yeah.
Good. I'd like to hear a joke.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Cow.
Cow?
Yeah.
Cow who?
Cowabunga dude.
Cowabunga dude. That's a good one. You have another one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Cheese. Cheese.
Cheese who?
Cheese it up, dude.
Cheese it up, dude.
Dude.
You're funny. You like jokes.
One more.
Okay, one more.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Light.
Light who?
Light. Light. Okay. Light. Didn't you know I cracked my light?
You cracked your light?
Yeah, and I have one more.
Okay.
At a busy street corner, there were Santa Claus, an Easter Bunny, the perfect woman, and the perfect man. Which one cost first?
The perfect man.
The perfect woman. None of the other three existed.
Oh, you're really funny. You tell good jokes. I like those. Well, we're going to sign off now.
Okay.
So do you want to say goodbye to the camera?
Bye.
Thank
See
you, Brian.
soon.
Thanks, Brian. Okay, let me get this thing adjusted here correctly. And there we go. Now, I have a list here. I made a list.
And the village.
I have a list of questions, just in case I don't forget something. And let me see. We'll start off with, what is your name?
Bryan Campbell.
And how old are you?
7.5.
And where do you attend school?
Mary Farmer.
And what grade are you in?
First.
First grade. And what's your teacher's name?
Mrs. Josie.
Ah, well, sounds pretty good to me. Now, let's see. I was going to ask you about what you would like to be when you
grow up?
When you grow up, yeah.
Ooh, I forget what it's called. Not a paleontologist, a paleontologist.
Archaeologist?
Archaeologist.
Oh, why would you like to be an archaeologist?
I like to dig up things and go around the world.
Oh, that's terrific reasons. I would like to do that too. Maybe someday we can go and dig some things up together. Wouldn't that be fun?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And let's see. Can you tell me a little bit about what you did this summer?
Ooh, we went to Sequoia National Park. We went swimming a lot. We got, just a couple weeks ago, we got a spa in. We're getting the grass. We're getting, and we're having a whole lot of fun.
Well, that's nice. Sounds like you've had a very wonderful year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, boy. Now, let's see, what other questions are on this? I wanted to ask you who your best friend is.
The next door neighbor, bryan.
Oh. You do things together?
Yes, but we're not getting along so well.
You're not? What seems to be the problem?
I don't know, but we're not getting along. He's like, we can't find something to do. We get in a fight or something.
Oh.
We used to just have one thing, but we were younger then.
Oh.
Then I moved in here 3 years ago, met him, but 2 months later, got friends, played, and now we got into big fights.
Oh, well, that'll probably pass. And then you'll be good friends again. You have to give those things time sometimes. What is your favorite thing to do?
I would say maybe just being an artist.
Oh? You like to draw?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And making things, and making crafts and sort of things.
Things with your hands? You like to use your hands?
Like clay sometimes, Play-Doh.
Yeah? That's great. Well, those are good things to do. Now, let's see. Would you like to tell me a story or anything this year? Something special to put on for this year's videotape?
Well, this is kind of a funny story. When I was at Sequoia, our campsite was right near like a little pond, and I was going over across the rocks. This was all with all my clothes on, my shoes and socks. I accidentally stepped in the water.
Uh-oh.
With both feet. I went on the other side, shake my shoes off, went across, and then went back to our campsite.
Oh. Do you have to change your shoes
Yeah, we had to make a fire.
and dry them out? Yeah.
Took a couple of days.
Yeah. We didn't get to go to Bernie Falls this year, did we?
Mm-mm.
No.
It's because of the... What? I can't remember.
Well, Nana got hurt, remember?
Nana got hurt.
Yeah. Well, let's see. I wondered this year if there was anything, I'm always interviewing you. I was wondering if there was something you might like to ask me.
Nothing this year.
Nothing this year? Well, I think we're just about finished with this year's interview. I've certainly enjoyed interviewing you, Bryan. I know you've had a really good year. And is there anything else you'd like to tell me?
No.
Nothing? Well, you have a nice year, and we'll do this again next Thanksgiving. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, hon.
I'll call him Sandy.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
No tongue, no tongue. Okay, good. Gotta get everything adjusted, right? Yeah. Okay, I changed chairs, you notice, because that one was too small. Annie's knees were sticking up in the air. I'm not quite centered yet. Okay.
That chair has been smaller.
Okay, now I'm centered. Okay. All right, let me go up just a tad here more. Okay, good. I think we're fine now. Okay, now. So here, I don't have a little clacker board, you know, that you usually go take one, you know? I don't have one of those boards. So we'll just start now. I'll go start now. Okay. I'd like to know tell me your name and where do you live?
Are you trying to be serious?
Yeah, I'm trying to be serious.
I'm Bryan Campbell. I live in 865 Oxford Way and I hate myself.
Oh, I don't.
Nah.
No. Okay. Oh, how old are you?
8.
8. And what school and what grade are you in?
Second grade and I go to Mary Farmer Elementary School.
Mary Farmer Elementary? Mm-hmm. Okay. And what is your teacher's name?
Mrs. Lloyd.
Mrs. Lloyd. And what do you like to do at school?
Help the teacher.
Okay. And let's see, now this is some personal things kind of here now. Like what do you think you would like to be when you grow up?
Stuntman.
Well, after you finish school, you know, what would you like your job to be? Or,
Stuntman.
huh?
Stuntman.
What?
Stuntman. You go on motorcycle. I want to be the guy that goes on motorcycles and like on the water ski show.
Oh, the water ski show?
Yeah, I want to go like James Bond if they have that one. Or something like that. I want to go off ramps.
Oh.
Like that.
Did you like that water ski show at Marine World? That was pretty fabulous, wasn't
Go
it?
off there.
Yeah, wow. That's quite ambitious. What did you do this summer?
You already knew that what you bring. I hung around, did nothing.
Oh, you did a few things.
But swimming.
Swimming, yeah.
Play with my friend. I did that every day.
Yeah.
Draw. And hang out.
Yeah. Who is your best friend?
Corey O'Brien.
Oh.
This next door.
Oh. What do you guys do together?
Oh, right now we fight. No, we used to. Because it's changed since it got littler.
How did you get littler?
No, I mean since we've got bigger.
Oh, okay.
Since we've been littler.
You used to fight when you were smaller?
No, it changed since we think about 5 or 6 or 7 and our brains turned over.
Your brain turned over?
Like a pancake.
Ah. Did that help?
No.
No. You still fought?
Yeah.
Oh.
Now we calm down. Now we like to train.
Good. That's good. What do you like to do the most? What is your favorite thing to do?
Draw and trace and ride my bike.
Are you in sports?
Yes.
What do you do there?
I do basketball, baseball, soccer, sometimes dodgeball, sometimes volleyball, and sometimes foursquare, and sometimes tetherball.
I watched you play soccer this year. I thought you did very, very well. Especially as goalie. You were an awesome goalie. Good job.
Did you see me while I was goalie and halfback?
Yes, I did.
Was it the game that the first time I did it? I bet it was one of the second times I did it.
I think it was the second time. But you were good. We watched you play baseball too, and I watched you get a very nice hit that day.
Was it the one that got a triple?
No, it wasn't a triple that day.
I got a triple once. I got one triple.
Wow. No, I think it was just a single, but it was a good, real hard single. Would you like to sing a song or tell me a story or anything special like that?
I would have done something, but nope, they'd get out of the room for a second.
And you want to do it by yourself?
No.
Without me watching?
No. No.
I'll turn this way, okay? Yeah, I'm turned around now. You can go ahead and do it.
No.
Oh, I can turn around this
I
way?
need to get something.
Oh, you need to get something? In your room?
I think it is there. No, it's not. stored in the hall with my thing.
Well, that's all right. We don't need to.
Okay.
You can skip it. I remember last year you told me a story about one of your friends, I think.
Corey?
I don't know, with one of your friends you're having a little trouble with. But it doesn't sound like you're having any trouble this year. No. Is there anything you'd like to ask me?
Name all the things that you fixed in your life.
Name all the things I fixed in my life? I could never do that. I fix something every week.
What are you working on this week?
What am I working on this week? Let's see. I'm working on the sprinklers. But I'm not fixing the sprinklers. I'm putting them in for the first time.
You are?
Mm-hmm.
You've never had sprinklers
Never had sprinklers.
in your life?
In my whole life, I never had sprinklers.
Did it by hand.
That's right. For 33 years, we watered our lawn by hand.
You would do some on top of it and squirted in it?
Pretty much. Do you think I'm going to like sprinklers? I'm
Yes.
going to love sprinklers.
You don't lose.
Oh, we're just about finished now. This is the wrap up, you know, when you're almost near the end.
Yeah.
So we're going to wrap up now.
Okay.
And is there anything else you'd like to tell about the year 1992? So you can look back on it someday?
No.
Huh? That's it, huh?
No.
You got any more?
Here goes.
Oh, wait a minute now. I can't see you there. Okay.
I'll send you.
Okay, sit down.
Here goes. I
Wait a
can't do
minute.
it.
Okay, yes you can do it. Let me get a little bit more.
No.
Let me zoom back here. Whoop.
I'm not going to do it.
You're going to change your mind? Okay, well, and I want you to say, see you next year, Grandpa.
See you next year, what peoples.
Okay. Thanks, Brian.
Bye.
You want to send in Sandy?
No.
I'm going to get my list of, let's see, I got to write down this number here. I couldn't get Brittany to do hardly anything right. Oh. She did it down here. Okay. Here we are, Thanksgiving 1993. And what is your name?
Bryan Campbell.
And where do you live?
At 65 Oxford Way, Benja, California.
Okay. And this microphone is, this room is kind of, it makes the noise light, not very loud. So if you could kind of speak up, and that'll help the microphone, okay? Okay. Let's see. When were you born?
1984, July 18th.
July 18th. So that makes you how old?
9.
9. Wow, you're getting up there too, aren't you? You guys are almost teenagers. What school do you go to?
Matthew Turner Elementary.
And what grade are you in?
3rd.
3rd grade. What's your teacher's name?
Mr. Walsey.
Yeah. What do you like to do best at school?
Art.
Yeah? You're a pretty good artist. We got some things on the refrigerator that you've made that we really like. What would you like to be when you grow up, you think?
An artist or scientist.
All right. That's great. What did you do this summer you'd like to tell me about?
Went swimming. Went to Bernie Falls.
I like that
Stayed
Bernie
home.
Falls stuff. Yeah. You went to the ranch too, didn't you, for a little while?
Oh yeah, we went up to the ranch and rid horses.
Good. Who is your best friend?
Corey O'Brien.
Corey O'Brien? What do you do with Corey? What do you guys do together?
Go to the park and ride bikes when I have my bike at home.
Okay. What's your favorite thing to do?
Draw when I have spare time.
That's right. I know you like to draw. You do a lot of that, don't you? Do you trace pictures and then?
Every once in a while.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's good because that's one of those things you only get better if you just keep practicing and
That's
practicing.
what I do with the Bart Simpson. I kept on tracing it. More fun to do that.
Good. Do you participate in any sports?
Baseball, traveling team, soccer, winter traveling team. That's start coming on.
Great.
Baseball.
How did you like soccer this year?
I loved it.
Did you? I hear you were pretty important on the team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're a goalie, aren't you? Yeah, we came and watched you play once, and you did a nice job. Really do a nice job out there. Is there a story or anything you'd like to tell me about that you did this? That you did at work, school, or anything?
Mm-hmm.
See, I wanted to ask you about football. Are you thinking about maybe playing some football?
If my mom will let me.
Yeah. Well, is it a local league in Benicia there?
Yeah, there is. My friend was telling me about it.
Yeah.
We're going to play.
What do they play? Just practice after school or something?
I think.
Yeah. Let's see. What else did I wanted to ask you about? I asked you about football, soccer, your traveling soccer team, and baseball. What about science do you like?
Experiments.
Like to do experiments? Have you done an experiment?
Yeah, we put salt and water in a cup and water in a cup, and we put them outside in the sun, and so they would evaporate and see if the salt would go up with the water, and it didn't.
Ah, the salt stayed in the glass. Okay, so what did you learn from that?
We learned that in the water cycle, that when the water turns up into water vapor, the salt stays down.
I see. That's interesting, isn't it? The salt doesn't go up into the atmosphere, but the water vapor does. Sometimes the salts turn into crystals too, crystallize. Is there anything you'd like to ask me? Can you think of anything?
Oh, I have one more thing. Why don't you grow any hair anymore?
Well, I don't know. You remember losing your hair is hereditary. You know what that means? Mm-mm. It means that if you lose your hair, your son probably loses his hair, and your grandson probably, guess what?
No.
Yeah, so eventually.
Don't touch my hair.
No, I won't touch it. Your body will take care of it for you. Little by little, all your hairs fall out and go down the drain.
No.
Yeah, I said that too, but it didn't stop it. Yeah, unfortunately, my father, your great grandfather, he has lots of hair, so it doesn't always work. So maybe you can keep your fingers crossed, okay?
I will.
Yeah, I would if I were you. Although it doesn't hurt. Yeah, I wear a hat, so it's not too cold it doesn't get cold in the winter. So you don't want to ask me anything. Well, you did ask me something. And let's see, we did all the things. Boy, these interviews go fast. I enjoy them. I would look forward to it all year long. So next year we'll see you again, and you'll be
10.
10, yeah, okay. Thank you, Brian.
You're welcome.
Make sure we got the lights still on here. Getting bigger, so they're going up the chair, and they're getting bigger this way, so I have to change my zooming. I started off with Tyler. He's pretty small. Okay, let me get my zoom right here. Where's my zoom? Yeah, it's pretty good. Okay, now, let's see. And I mentioned to you, and I mentioned to everybody else, that when I talk, it's loud because it's right close to the microphone, but you have to talk just a little bit louder so it'll pick it up in the microphone here. I think I got that thing plugged in, don't I? Oh, yeah, I do. Okay, now, some of the things I'm going to ask you, of course, I know, but I'm going to ask you, and you tell me anyway, because it's for the videotape, and for the people that we're sending the tape to that don't know, or might not know. Okay, so, what is your name?
Bryan Campbell.
And where do you live?
865 Waxwood Way.
In?
East California.
All right, and how old are you?
10.
All right, and what school do you go to?
Matthew Turner.
And what grade are you in?
4th.
And what is your teacher's name?
Mr. Nix.
You have a math teacher? All right. What do you like to do best at school?
I like to play the drums on my desk, I guess.
Oh, yeah? You mean twiddle your thumbs?
No, with pencil.
Oh, with pencil? That's probably not too popular with Mr. Nix, is it? Yeah. Okay. Let's see now. If you could do anything you wanted to do, what would it be?
Skydiving or bungee jumping.
Okay, that's fair. What would you like to be when you grow up?
An artist, an engineer, or a computer professional or something.
All right, Brian. Those are three nice things to do. What did you do this summer?
I swam. I played around with my friends. And went to the lake. And watched a lot of TV.
Did you, let's see, I had some special things down here for you. Did you learn how to do something special on water skiing this year?
I learned how to ride on a single.
Oh, that's quite a new experience, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
How do you like that compared to doubles?
It's a lot funner.
Yeah, you get ready to work the slalom course next, huh? Let's see, who is your best friend?
Corey,
Corey, he's been your best friend for quite a while, hasn't he?
7.5 years about.
Yeah. What do you guys do together?
Well, we play a game called Magic,
Yeah?
and we go cardboarding, and we talk, and watch TV.
All right. What's your favorite thing to do?
Probably play sports, especially football.
You like football?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know you were playing football.
I don't.
Just play kind of sandlot? Just,
Yeah.
yeah. But you played baseball?
Mm-hmm.
You played soccer?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What position do you play on a soccer team?
The goalie, and sometimes forward.
Do you let them score very much?
No.
Great. Okay. Is there any kind of story or anything you'd like to tell me?
Oh, what?
A story? No, no story.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I wanted to ask you this. You're pretty old now. Do you have a girlfriend?
No.
No?
Not yet, not yet. I've been looking, but not yet.
Okay. How do you think you'll know when you see the right girl?
I'll start running away.
Think that'll be a sign?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that could be. Let's see here. Is there anything you'd like to ask me?
Why do you lose hair?
Why do I lose hair?
It's a tree.
I'll tell you. If you could figure that out, you'd be a millionaire. Because then you could stop people from losing their hair. I don't know. It just went down the drain.
Maybe you wanted to be like the stuff you shave off in your chin and wanted to fall off too.
Yeah, but at least that comes back every day. I could grow a heck of a beard. I got hair all over my face, but up there I don't even need to shave. Let's see. What do you... Can I ask you just one more thing? Do you know anything about electricity?
That if you touch it, it will electrocute you.
That's about all. That's a pretty good thing to know. Well, I just wanted, we're talking about going on a trip next year, right?
Yeah.
You looking forward to that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so are we. Where are we going to go?
England.
Yeah. Where else?
Scotland.
Yeah.
Wales.
Well, yeah. Where did those old Campbells come from?
Scotland.
That's right. We'll go up there to drum the drotchet. Okay, Brian. I appreciate you doing this interview very much. And what is today anyway?
Thanksgiving.
What year is it?
2000.
Don't push it. I don't want to push it. You can push it, but I don't want to push it. Okay, Guy. Thanks very much for the interview.
Okay.
Will you send in Miss Annie?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. You're a little taller, so I have to move this thing up in space. Okay. Okay, that looks pretty good. And you have to finish eating first and swallow real good so we don't have any particulate on our lips.
All right.
Okay? Okay, here we go. Now, what is your name?
Bryan Campbell.
And where do you live?
865 Oxford Way, Venice, California.
Okay, and how old are you?
11.
Well, man, you're getting up there. What school do you attend and what grade are you in?
I'm in 5th grade and I attend Matthew Center.
Okay. What is your teacher's name?
Mr. Nix.
And what do you like to do best at school?
Recess.
Recess? What school subject do you like the best of all your school subjects? Well, that's a tough question. It must be tough.
History.
Oh, all right. That's good. What would you like to be when you grow up?
Professional sports player or a small business owner.
Oh, all right. Your dad's story's rubbing off on you, huh? Okay. What did you do this summer?
I sat around doing nothing.
Yeah.
We went to Tahoe and had quite an experience.
Mm-hmm. What happened there?
My mom broke her leg.
Oh dear. She's pretty much better though by now, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I played with friends.
Who is your best friend?
Corey.
Corey? I think you mentioned him once before, didn't you? He's been your friend for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite thing to do?
Doing nothing and playing sports.
Okay, that's fair. If you could do anything you wanted to do, what would that be?
Skydiving or bungee jumping.
Okay. Wow, that's tough stuff. I've got some special things to ask you this year. I want to start off with soccer. Did you play soccer some this year?
No.
Not this year, huh? So what did you trade that for? What did you decide to do instead?
Play football.
Ah. How do you like football?
It's 10 times better than being stuck in a goal with a team that only scores.
Is that right? You really get to participate, huh? Is that what you like about it?
Well, you get to hit somebody.
Do you like to hit people? Mm-hmm. All right. Tell me a little bit about your football experience. How did that feel the first time you went out on the field?
It's a completely different attitude. The coaches, they are more strict. You have to be more disciplined. Once we get into the playoffs, they're even more strict, and they expect more out of you.
How about wearing all the equipment?
It gets hot and tiring.
Yeah.
And
Have you had to play in it? You haven't had to play in the rain yet, have you? Where it's real muddy.
I think we will, though.
Yeah. So that's still ahead of you, that experience.
Mm-hmm.
And what number are you?
I was supposed to be number 80, but when they handed out the numbers, they gave me 90.
Okay. You like football, I can tell. Yeah. Now, I'd like to ask you, I'm going to ask you some stuff about the trip we took, to England and Scotland and Wales. And I'm going to ask you to just kind of relate how you experienced that and what you enjoyed and liked and what you think you learned, just kind of
Well, we
stuff.
spent a lot of time in the car, and the castles were really neat to see how it took blocks and blocks and blocks of rock and the different ideas of building it on rock so people couldn't tunnel under, and battles and sliding and all the different, like the old houses and the different cultures and stuff.
What did you think about where the Campbells came from, the place you went to in Scotland?
Small.
Small, yeah.
I bet they knew everybody. They were a small town, probably real close together.
Think they helped each other out when they needed help?
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably the Campbells from that area all knew each other pretty well.
Probably so.
Yeah. You remember who you met there? Remember any of the people that we met?
How old? 90? 94?
I think she said she was going to be 90, but she was sticking at 89, didn't she, or something
Well,
like
she
that?
was she was really nice. She gave us some of her artwork.
Yeah, she did. I
Watercolors.
think her name was, what was her name?
Emma or Emily or something like that.
There was one, lady we met called Lizzie the Mill, remember?
Yeah, she showed us around.
Yeah, why was her name Lizzie the Mill, do you remember?
Oh, that was the older one.
Right.
Because her father used to work at a mill or something.
Right.
And she said that everybody had a nickname. And then when she went back to where she grew up, everybody said, there goes Lizzie the Mill.
That's right. She never lost that nickname, did she?
Mm-mm.
Yep. Well, is there anything you'd like to ask me this year? Be nice.
What did you want to be when you grew up?
Oh, that's interesting. No, I'm not sure I can think back that far to when I was your size, but I think I always wanted to be a scientist or an engineer or a technician or something like that, because I always liked to build things and work with electricity. I liked electricity a lot. And I built radios and things like that, crystal sets, with my dad sometimes. So, let's see, is there any other story or anything you'd like to tell me about before we wrap this up?
I think it's wrapped up pretty good.
Okay. Well, I sure appreciated you sharing your life in 1995 with us.
All right.
And we had a great time in traveling, didn't we?
Yep.
Nan and I even got to sing to you, didn't we? Remember we sang Robin Hood too?
Oh.
Yeah, you like that, okay. Well, you ate good. We had some good meals, didn't we?
Just get you for 7 nights. Soup of the day.
Well, you know problem at all. You're a good eater, and you were fun to have with us. We enjoyed it a lot. So thanks again, Brian.
You're welcome.
See you next year.
All right.
Every time someone new sits down.
How did you get my chair?
Well, because the guy started getting big enough that that chair was too small.
Nothing personal now.
No, I'm not. I wouldn't do that.
Okay. So this is where it's kind of, some of the stuff will be familiar and some of it might not be too familiar. And then I typed up a list here of questions. Okay. What is your name?
Bryan Campbell.
And what is your age?
12.
And where do you live?
Right here. 865 Oxford.
Okay. And what grade are you in school?
6th.
And what's your favorite subject?
Math.
Math. Oh, Sandy liked math too, she was telling me. Who's your best friend?
Corey.
Corey. And what's your favorite thing to do?
Nothing.
That's what you like to do best?
Nothing. And relax. Just lay there.
Is that right? Your dad used to like to do some of that. What do you want to be when you grow up?
NBA basketball player.
Wow, you switched to basketball, huh?
It's always been my dream.
You're tall. I watched you play the basketball in the halftime at the Warriors game, I think it was.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you look like you were really. They mentioned your name twice over the loudspeaker, and they
3 times actually.
Yeah,
when I scored, they announced it, and they announced the teams twice.
And they were cheering you on. The whole place was cheering.
It was fun.
You like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet you did. What's your favorite sport?
Basketball.
Why didn't I think of that? Did you go on any vacations this year?
Oh yeah, I went to Bernie, and I stayed home.
And you stayed home?
Hopefully we're gonna go to Disneyland.
Oh, that'd be nice, huh? If you were given a choice of being able to go anywhere in the world you wanted, where would you like to go?
Chicago.
Chicago?
And see the Bulls play.
Oh, that's great. I'd like to see the Bulls play in person. I saw the Boston Celtics play one time in the Boston Garden. That was fun too. If you could be anything you wanted, the choice of anything, if somebody said you could be anything you want to be, what would you like to be?
I don't know.
Sure. Want to think about that a minute? We'll go on to the next question here. This gets a little tougher now. I need to have you tell me a riddle or a joke or something like that. Something.
Okay. Why did the chicken cross the playground?
Why did the chicken cross the playground?
No, I got a better one actually.
Well, let's finish that
Okay.
one first. Why did the chicken cross the playground? Because he wanted to slam dunk
To get to the other slide.
to get to the other slide. I like that. That's
Here's a-
good. That's a good one. Okay, give me another one.
Okay. There on this plane there was a pilot,
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, a priest, a Boy Scout, and a retired veteran.
Yeah.
The plane started to crash, and there were one less parachute than everybody on there.
Okay, so there was only going to be somebody wasn't going to get a parachute.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the pilot ran out, grabbed the parachute, said, "The plane's gonna crash," and jumped out.
Yeah.
Well, then Bill Clinton jumped out, said, "I'm the president. I need to go." So he jumped out. Then the priest said, "I'm a holy man. I need to go. I should live." He jumped out. Then Hillary Clinton said, "I'm a powerful woman, and I'm also the wife of the president. I should go." She grabbed one and jumped out. Then only the Boy Scout and the priest were left, and the retired veteran were left. And the veteran said, "Well, I've lived my life. I've served in the war. I'm here. Why don't you take it?" And the Boy Scout said, "Well, we can both go. The smartest woman in the world just grabbed my backpack."
Very good, Ryan. Very good. I like that. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay, now let's see. Do you have any questions you'd like to ask your grandpa?
What are the secrets of the world?
What are the secrets of the world? Well, I'm not old enough for that yet.
You're not?
No, I'm still working. See, now I'm going to retire this year, and then I'll begin to learn the secrets of the world.
Okay, I'll
Okay.
be waiting.
You can ask me that next year,
All
then
right.
I should have some better answer.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you. Was there anything I forgot to ask?
Hmm.
I think I asked all the stuff.
Mhm.
Think so?
Mhm. And the animal or the thing I would most like to be would be a basketball.
I think you're going to do very well in basketball. You know, your dad was outstanding in basketball. And I think you will be too. Just work hard
Mhm.
and you know, concentrate on it. That should do it.
Okay.
Okay, Brian. Thank you.
Okay.
See you next year.
I'll see you in the kitchen.
Okay. We just changed the tape.
Jeez.
Now you're a little taller than Brittany, so I'm going to have to move this up.
Yours lights are bright. Ah.
Yeah, well, you'll get used to it.
Oh yeah.
They're shining on the...
Still a reflection.
Yeah, shine them up a little more. Okay, look at me so I can get this set right here. Well, look at all the equipment we have this year. Isn't this something?
Jeez.
We got stereo microphones and
I feel like.
digital camera and...
What are you trying to do? Wait for me to crack some?
Man, this is unbelievable.
I know. I
I feel
feel
like a professional here.
I feel like a. Oh, weird. There's equipment around me. It's like, oh, I hope I don't break it.
Yeah, well, I even got a little timer here that I can set. Start. There.
Okay.
Oh, but we can relax. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. Let me check something. Just hang on a second. Okay, that's perfect. Let's see. We'll start with the regular old stuff. What's your name?
I'm Bryan Campbell.
Okay, and how old are you?
13.
All right, and where do you live?
Benicia.
Anisha. What school do you attend, and what grade are you in?
Benicia Middle School in 7th grade.
Okay. What's your favorite subject in school?
History.
Like history? Mm-hmm. All right. I know I ask you this every year, but eventually I'll put all these together and I ask you what you'd like to be when you grow up.
Well, I have this all lined up. First, I'm gonna get out of college and go into the NBA. Then I'm gonna retire from the NBA and own an ice cream store. And after I own the ice cream store, I'm gonna be the president of the United States. And after I'm the president, I'm gonna retire from everything and just help the poor.
Man, that sounds wonderful, right?
All lined up.
All lined up. Well, you gotta have some goals.
And that's gonna be before I'm 65. That's my goal.
Well, that's a great goal. I like the ice cream store part.
The ice
You
cream
gonna
store.
eat some of the ice cream?
Free ice cream every.
All right, all right. Who's your best friend this year?
Seth Ratner.
Okay. Is he someone, one of your school buddies? One of your school
Yeah, I met him. He came to the school last year. His parents split up, and his dad's in LA, and his mom and his stepdad moved to Benicia, and he jumped around schools since he was like in first grade, and he finally found the middle school, and he liked that, so we stayed there, and we became good friends.
Good. That's nice. I want to talk to you a little bit about sports and stuff. What sports do you like the best? I know you're pretty good in most everything you do, but what sports do you enjoy the most?
I like basketball the most, and I made the basketball team as a 6th grader last year, and I like soccer, and baseball it's okay.
Yeah. Well, you did a good job pitching this year. We watched you pitch there.
Yeah.
One game. You do a good job of pitching. Did you take any vacations this year?
Yeah, we ended up going to San Luis Obispo area.
Yeah. Did you like that?
But yeah.
What'd you do while you were there?
We went to the beach a lot. We went to the we went to a beach, I forget.
What'd you think of San Simeon Castle?
Oh, it's gorgeous. It's
Love that?
huge. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's a big place, isn't it? Can you imagine one man could have had all that wealth?
That's
Amazing. Let's see here. What have I got down special for you guys? Was there anything you'd like to ask old Grandpa about?
yeah. Who did you look up to when you were a kid?
Who did I look up to?
Yeah.
Well, my parents, of course. My dad, Mom. And when I got into high school, I looked up to the shop teacher, the guys that taught shop, the guys that did things with their hands. You know, not the people that taught you out of a book, but the people that let you actually build things. And that's how I got started in electronics, was building things in high school. So the man I looked up to the most at that time was my radio shop teacher. And he'd always come around and ask us, what do you think your grade ought to be? And then we'd tell him, and that's what he'd give us for a grade. Couldn't beat that, huh?
No, you sure can.
Yeah, he let us do our own grade based on what we thought our accomplishments were. That's pretty nice. Yeah, how about, make sure I talk to you about everything I had on the list here. How about a story or anything? Would you like to tell me any kind of a story? No story, or let's see. We're about at halftime here, so we go into the second half
Okay.
of the interview. We've got more for just talking, kind of about what your expectations are maybe for the rest of the year.
Yeah, and my math grade dropped down a half a grade. From a B to a B minus. I need to raise that.
Yeah.
And basketball tryouts are coming up in 3 weeks, so I need to get ready for those. And
What math? What kind of math are you into right now?
What's reasonable? I think we're going into fractions. I think.
Okay.
I don't know.
How about
Estimating.
estimating things? You haven't done any statistics yet, have you? Like,
We're doing graphs.
are you doing some plotting your graphs?
Yeah.
Good. Well, sometimes, like if you're up here during the holidays, after Christmas or whatever, we can work on that a little bit. I can give you some concepts of histograms and plots and graphs and things like that.
Yeah.
There's not much to those things once you get the hang of it.
It's a mean, median, and mode.
Yeah. Those names are kind of baffling, but really it's all very simple.
They just had to make them when they all started with M.
That's
They
right.
could do something like A, Z, and M.
That's right, yeah.
You had to do them.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you just have to, after a while, after you do them a few times, they just become second nature, like everything else. So you're going to be changing school soon?
Yeah, 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
So you got one more year at this school?
Yeah.
And then you go to high school?
Yeah.
Holy mackerel.
And next year is the 8th grade trip, and a select of students who they're eligible, which means they don't have an F or a whole bunch of D's. they have the money at the time and sign up soon enough, they get to go on an 8th grade trip, and you can go to Florida or Washington, D.C.
Wow.
And now I've been reffing soccer games, youth soccer games in our league and in Benicia, and I've been saving up for that. And so it's really expensive to go.
But it sounds like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
You go during spring break, which is like 5 days.
Great. Well, at least you've been to Scotland.
There's Scotland.
Yeah.
How many people
You
have
put
done
your
that?
ankles in Loch Ness.
Oh gosh, yeah. Cold.
Yeah, we thought we were going to swim. That
Oh
was a
yeah,
joke, wasn't it?
right.
Yeah, we could have had wetsuits on, maybe. We could. In fact, we did. We saw some divers, didn't we, with wetsuits on?
Yeah.
I saw some, yeah. Well, let's see. What else do we need to talk about? Can you think of anything we've forgotten for this year? Anything you did this year that I may have forgotten to
I
ask
made the
you?
basketball team as a 6th grader, which it's a 7th grade team, and our school doesn't realize that we're the only team out of 10 teams that let 6th graders play. So you have to be able to play with 6th graders. So I did that. We had our vacation, which was really nice.
Yeah.
So I can think of.
Okay. How about for Christmas this year? Anything special you're looking for Christmas?
Not that I can think. Well, Daniel and I got new bikes this year, which are very expensive bikes. They have front shocks, 21 speeds. And of course, lucky bike person me, the second day I rode it, the whole back gear shift fell apart.
Oh dear.
So, I've gone through chains and tires like you couldn't believe. And so now this falls off, and it's like I got this really good bike. And the back gear shift thing comes off.
Well,
And I found most of the parts except for one gear.
it must have just been a flaw in manufacturing or something.
Well, it was a used bike that I got from the store.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Do you work at the store? You don't work at the store at all now.
since Dad got his new job, not really,
Yeah.
because he hasn't. On Sundays, he's been really busy doing paperwork. On Saturdays, it was soccer, and I like to go up there. It's fun, good work experience, but
Yeah.
it's really not.
Well, let's see here. I guess that's just about it. Did I ask you if you'd like to ask me anything, or did you already do that?
Yeah, I did that.
You did that. Well, sounds like we've just about done everything.
Good.
It's fun to watch you do your sports. You're
fun to do.
growing up real fast. And we had a fun trip together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can almost touch the net or the rim.
Yeah?
I'm almost up there,
Jeez.
but a half foot.
Well, I look forward to watching you play basketball this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. so-
Well, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
I've got a really good chance.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Not trying to be conceited or
No.
anything, but
But with that experience of playing as a 6th grader, that's going to help you a lot.
yeah. And there was a rumor that the 8th grade coach, who was my teacher for 4th and 5th grade, was going to retire next year or after this season.
Yeah.
And I was really looking forward to playing for him. And I guess that was just a false rumor.
So he's going to be there.
So he's going to be there.
Good.
Yeah.
Great, Brian. Well, thanks very much for the
All right,
interview.
you too.
And we'll see you again in 1998. Okay, bye. Make sure this light was on. Yeah, that's good. I like that. Let me make sure it's focused here. You look away from me. Okay. Okay, Brian. How you doing? Oh, I guess I already said your name, didn't I?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you better just repeat it. What's your name?
Bryan Campbell.
Okay. And you kind of know the questions I normally ask, right? So why don't you go through those and tell me
I live at 865 Oxford Way in Benicia.
Okay. And what school do you go to?
Benicia Middle School.
Okay, and who are your teachers there?
Mrs. Katz for French, Miss Pearson for science, Miss Ramey for English, Mr. Nottingham for SSR. Then I have lunch. Then Mr. Nottingham for history. Then I have Mr. Hutchinson for math, and I have PE with Mr. Hale.
Okay. Great. Now, tell me a little bit about your friends you're with this year.
Still hang out with Corey.
Yeah.
Go over to his house after school. Have some school friends.
Okay. What do you enjoy doing best at school out of all those classes? Which one do you like the best?
I like history.
Okay, that's good. Maybe that trip to England helped a little for that, huh?
Mm-hmm.
What do you enjoy doing when you're not at school?
Playing basketball, skateboarding.
Out in the yard, shooting bullets? I ask you this question every year, but I kind of like to keep the continuity of what, at this point, what do you think you'd like to be when you grow up?
Probably a basketball player or a small bit like I played against Sports Center.
Okay. You're not into ice cream stands this year.
Or a small bit ice cream or
Yeah. Okay. Now,
pet store.
what is your favorite sport?
Basketball.
Okay. Yeah, well, Great Grandpa got a chance to watch you the other night, and he thought you did a great job. He was really impressed. Did you go on any vacations this year?
Where did we go?
Did you ride some horseback?
Oh, we went to our other grandparents in Oregon to the ranch, and we drove a truck, and I rode horses, and kind of roughed it for 5 days.
Good. Did you come back to the house in the evening, or did you stay out on the trail?
We came back to the house.
Okay. So you didn't sleep out under the stars, huh? And you didn't play the harmonica?
No, not really.
Oh, okay. Well, did you take any other vacations?
I went to a friend's cabin up north, Lake Madrone,
Okay.
and they have a small lake, and it's about 5-6 feet deep, most around, and it's one boat at a time. And I went kneeboarding, and they had a really old kneeboard, so I really couldn't do much on that. And as I came back into the beach, I came in too fast, and the nose hit the sand, and it's kind of a cliff, about a couple inches, and it hit the board, and I popped up. If it wasn't for the strap, I probably would have ran into a whole bunch of people.
Ooh.
Kind of embarrassing.
Yeah, I would say so.
Skin knees, but I was fine.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. What kind of a boat did they have?
An old, like older than the Larson.
Okay.
So it was,
Was it outboard motor on it?
yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Anything I wanted to ask you special? I guess I wanted to ask you about the sports, your soccer. You got a chance to get away from the goal this year, right?
Yeah, I played out and almost scored on 3 occasions in one game.
That's
It
good.
was fun.
Good.
I forgot how hard it is to do that,
Yeah.
to get out of the goal.
It keeps you busy a lot more, doesn't it, out there? Okay, now it's kind of your turn. You got any jokes or anything you'd like to story or anything? Nothing this year?
Nothing.
Oh.
Well, that was my story. The Newport was my story.
Oh, that was your story?
That was my story.
Okay, well, let's see if I can find anything else here to ask you to keep this going just a little bit longer. If you had the choice of being anything or going anywhere, where would you choose to go, or what would you choose to be? Just for the wish type thing, if you had a wish.
I'd go to Chicago. Watch the Bulls play.
Okay. that'd be
For
fun.
Jordan's last year.
You think they're going to play basketball this year at all?
Yeah, they'll play.
Think so?
They'll play.
I hope so.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I appreciate the interview. Let's see, we got your age, right?
I'm 14.
Okay, I think I forgot to ask you that.
Yeah, I'm 14.
And you've grown a little bit since last year.
A little bit.
Yeah. And let's see if I can put one of those feet up, and I'll see if I can zoom down on that foot over there.
Okay.
Okay, right over there. Whoop! Over here.
Over here?
Yeah. Whoa. What size is that foot?
About 13. 13 and a
Okay,
half.
and then the rest of you goes up here and up here. Whoa! Well, that almost wore out the tripod there.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Brian, you want to say so long to the camera for this year, for 1998?
So long.
Okay. Rest of the year. Ooh, that's perfect. But you have to crank it up. That's because you're not sitting up straight. There, now, crank it up. Okay, good. Now, so you got to turn that on.
Okay.
All right, you got the lights on. Okay, let's start. So we got that light on. We got this started. Okay, well, I have a list of big questions for big people here, so
Okay.
you qualify. What is your name?
Bryan Campbell.
How about your whole name?
Bryan James Campbell.
Okay, and how old are you, Brian?
I'm 15.
All right, and where do you live?
Benicia, California.
Okay, and what grade are you in at school?
I'm in 9th grade.
Okay, and what's your favorite subject?
Favorite subject is English with Mr. Canfield.
Good, that's great. Who's your best friend, Brian?
My best friend is Corey O'Brien.
All right, and what's your favorite thing to do?
Favorite thing to do is play basketball.
All right, and at this point, looking forward, what do you think you'd like to be when you grow up? Even though you are grown up.
I want to be a teacher.
Looks like a good deal for you, huh?
Yeah.
I think you'd make a good teacher. Let's see. I asked you your favorite thing to do, but I guess your favorite sport is also
Basketball.
basketball too, huh? That's good. You're going to be you already are a heck of a basketball player. You're going to get better. Did you go on any vacations this year?
We went to Tahoe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you go up north?
Oh, yeah. Well, I went to Oregon again
Yeah.
and drove around in the truck and skinned this rattlesnake.
Whoa.
And we got a rabbit. Well, I ate rabbit actually. We went out early one morning and Jerome and I found this rabbit. I think it was a male. And we got him. We brought him back and we skinned him. And then that night we ate him. I ate him. There's not much, but it was interesting.
Yeah, that's really good. Now, did you eat any of the rattlesnake meat?
No.
Didn't try cooking
No.
any of it, huh?
No.
I've heard this tastes like chicken.
Yeah, that's what the rabbit tastes like. Chicken.
Chicken, yeah, I've had rabbit. In the Navy, they used to give us rabbit in the cafeteria. If you had your choice of going anywhere or being anything, what would you choose?
Going anywhere or being anything. Can I have both or just one?
You know, yeah, they originally were two separate questions, so
Oh, okay, now they're together.
yeah.
I would go back to Scotland
You like that?
and live there. And I'd want to own a restaurant in Scotland.
Would you take a credit card?
Yes. Yes, then we'd have an ATM out front too.
Yeah, that was a bummer, wasn't it?
Oh, jeez. Sorry, kids, but we're out of money.
Yeah, that's too bad. Let's see. How about a riddle or a joke or a poem or something that you could
I
share
had
with
a
me?
poem and I was going to bring it, but I forgot.
Oh, dear. Well, why don't we go back to your trip that you took to Washington, D.C. Tell me a little bit about that.
We went in March. I don't even remember. I think it was March or April. I don't know. May? I don't know. Somewhere after basketball season. I think it was May.
Yeah.
We spent 4 or 5 days. 4 days. 5 nights. Something like that. We went Jamestown, Williamsburg. We went to the Capitol. We went to Washington Monument, Lincoln Memorial, the new JFK Memorial, which is just huge. It's outside, a whole bunch of waterfalls. Has 4 different squares, each one representing one of his presidencies. We went into Virginia. We went into a little bit of Maryland. Went to Busch Gardens.
Did they have the Clydesdales there?
Clydesdale.
The big horses, the big horses. I guess not like that.
No, I don't remember.
Okay.
We went to Smithsonian on the last day, which was, it would have been nice if we were awake, because by that time we were really tired, and we saw the Grinch, the original Grinch, and the Fonz's jacket, and Dorothy's shoes.
Ah.
We went, because they have one display case of like TV kind of movie history. We went there, and we kind of wandered around the rest.
You went to the aeronautical part, I guess.
We went to aeronautical. We went to natural history. We saw a painting by Leonardo da Vinci. Then on the way back, our plane was delayed. Our plane was delayed going into Minnesota, and then we missed our flight out of Minnesota because we were late. And it was 5 hours back, and I got on the plane and immediately fell asleep and slept the rest of the way back.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds like a wonderful trip.
Yeah, it was an experience.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you'll remember that for forever.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's just about going to wrap it up. Anything you'd like to ask me, you think of? Or?
What do you think about Nana finding her mom?
I think it's wonderful, and I really enjoyed helping her. Very exciting year for her.
Yeah, because you made that breakthrough on the internet, and without that...
Yeah, well, we work together as a team. We have been doing that for a long time. Okay, Guy, well, say goodbye.
Goodbye. See you next year.
Thanks. Newfangled camera here, so we're giving this a try here. Okay, so what is your name?
Bryan Campbell.
And what is your age, Brian?
I'm 16.
Where do you live?
In Benicia.
Okay, and what school grade are you in?
I'm a sophomore at Benicia High School.
Okay, what's your favorite subject in school?
Biology.
Right. Who's your best friend?
I don't know. I have a group of friends that are my best friends, so
Good.
I don't have one in...
All right, that's fair. What's your favorite thing to do of all?
Sleep.
That sounds great. Okay, and when you graduate from college, what do you plan on doing?
I have no idea.
It's one of those
I'm
years.
just gonna wait and see what happens.
Okay, that's fair. What's your favorite sport?
Basketball.
I could have guessed that. Now,
Yeah.
did you go on any vacations this year?
We went to Hawaii.
Tell me a little bit about that.
We went the day after school got out. We got out of school on Friday. We were on an airplane on Thursday. No, wait. We got out of school on Wednesday. We were on a plane on Thursday to Hawaii. So I really didn't have a break. I didn't know it was summer until we got back. Because it was like we were in school and all of a sudden we're in Hawaii. And it's like, okay. So, and that was fun.
You like the beach time?
We liked the beach time.
Yeah. Did you do some snorkeling?
We did snorkeling, some boogie boarding. We skimboarded. We bought a skimboard. So
Great.
it's fun.
Yeah, I love it there. That's my favorite place of all. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to tell me a little bit about what driving is like.
Driving's scary.
Is it?
When I first got my license, I was in the truck. I was very scared, and then, well, because it was the stick, and I was stalling the car, and it was bouncing around, and now that I've had my license for a while, it's gotten a lot more comfortable, and everything's fine. So.
Good. What is your input to those who have not started driving yet? What would you tell them?
Start slow. Don't get too comfortable too fast.
All right. What are your goals for while you're in high school?
I want to keep my grades up, and I want to do well in basketball. I want to at least go to Arco. It's where they have the state championship tournament, and I want to win a state championship and do well as a team. I think we've got 2 years to do it. Next year and the year after that, we've got a chance to do it. And I want to make a lot of friends and keep the ones I have and just have a lot of fun.
Sounds like wonderful goals, Ryan. Do you have any story you'd like to put on record this year, or anything that we want to get on tape for your interview here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. My goal for this year was to make the varsity basketball team, and I did it. And now my goal is to play. And then my goal for next year is to start and to be all league. And then next year, the year after that, I don't know. When I'm a junior, I want to start, and I want to be all league. And I want to get that on tape.
Great, great.
So,
Well, then it's almost like a promise, huh?
it's the goal.
Or a goal.
You gotta work hard.
Yeah. Well, you're a hard worker, and it'll pay off. It already is paying off for you.
It did.
Yeah, yeah. So we're really proud of you, and we have a ball watching you grow and play, and
Hopefully that'll grow some more too.
Well, you don't want to grow too much right now. I've got to get on my tippy toes. Don't give you a hug anymore. Okay, Bryan. Well, anything else we need to get on tape before we close this year's interview?
Go Panthers.
Go Panthers. What is this year anyway? This is 2000, isn't it?
This is 2000.
My goodness. Thanksgiving Day of the year 2000. So thanks very much. And I think it's just about over. It went pretty fast, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Okay. Well, you take care of yourself, and we'll see you next year.
All right.
Okay. We're going to raise this up a little bit. Geez, you think you're Dwight Clark there in the back? No. Stuff there. Part of the catch.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to zoom in here. And then we're going to focus. Okay, now I'm going to zoom back. I do it just like the guys do when I watch them on the satellite television. Okay, Bryan. So this year I'm going to introduce you.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So we're going to do things a little bit different. This is our oldest grandson, Bryan Campbell. How old are you, Bryan?
I'm 17.
Where do you live?
I live in Benicia, California.
Grandpa just started the time clock here. Let's see, what school do you attend, and what grade are you in?
I'm in 11th grade, and I go to Benicia High School.
Tell me about some of the classes that you really, really like.
My favorite class is I'm a TA for a 2nd grade class. I drive off campus to my mom's school, and I'm a teacher's assistant to one of our friends and I help with the class. I work with the kids. I grade papers. Basically, just kind of getting an idea what a teacher does. And then I like chemistry because I'm doing well in it and it's making sense.
That's good. I like chemistry too. It was a lot of fun. Eventually you'll get to something called unknowns, where they give you a little vial of stuff and you've got to tell them what's in there. I loved that. Loved it. It's like a mystery. Let's see. Where are we here? Tell me about your sports involvement.
Well, I'm neck deep in basketball season right now. We started a couple weeks ago, and I'm on the varsity team, and I'm actually staying on the varsity team this year. Our preseason starts on Tuesday. We play at home. Our gym just got finished, well, almost finished, and we'll be playing in there for the first time in a year. We have a good team, and we're looking to go far. And then when basketball's over, I'll be running track. This past year I ran in a national track meet with the triplets. We got 2nd place overall. We lost to Long Beach Poly, one of the best track programs in the country, by 0.06 of a second. We ran the shuttle hurdles with all 4 runners, all 4 hurdlers. Had a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to running track again this year.
That sounds great. Yeah, I know. We really enjoyed going to your track meets and your basketball games, and we're looking forward to going this year too. What other activities are you involved in? Any activities besides that?
I'm kind of involved in the church. I do a little bit of kind of extra stuff there. But during basketball season, I'm kind of all I can really do. We have a pretty rigorous schedule.
Okay. What do you have planned for this summer?
Basketball. We're doing a lot of camps, and Coach has aspirations to play a lot of games and just get in shape for next year. And I got to start, thinking about college and taking the SATs and stuff like that, and I'll hopefully be working in the store.
Good.
I'll be becoming an adult, so who knows what all trouble I get into.
Okay, I want to ask you about your girlfriend Jennifer. How did you meet Jennifer?
I went to a camp called Woodleaf up in north of here. It's a Christian camp, kind of a retreat for a week, and we met and just started talking, and we stayed in touch over the phone, and then she came and visited me, and just kind of stayed together. She came up for my homecoming a couple weeks ago. We had a lot of fun.
What's special about Jennifer?
I don't know, she kind of understands me. She's a really good listener. She's just someone who I know will always be there for me, no matter what and what the situation is. I mean, she lives really far away and it's hard, but at the same time, it's good because it forces me to just keep a better perspective on things. And we talk, all the time, which kind of gets the parents mad because phone bills are expensive.
You got to get your amateur radio license. There you go.
But it's a good thing, and I've been with her for 3 months and 3.5 months, and that's the longest relationship I've ever been in. And I can't see her every day, so it's a different experience, but it's a good thing.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Is there anything that you can think of that I forgot to? You may have expected me to ask you, and I forgot.
Well, I have 3 best friends.
Okay.
I have Corey, who's always been there for me, and I have Jamie and Amanda, who are like sisters to me. And it's kind of the 4 of us, and I'm expecting it'll be the 4 of us kind of the rest through high school, and we'll be longtime friends. We do everything together, and kind of the 4 that's kind of inseparable.
Great.
So
that's really important, and you remember that your whole life.
Yeah.
Those friends.
Yeah.
So just keep eating like you ate the other night when we went to went out to eat.
Yeah.
That was quite a breakfast you put away.
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
I would love to have been eating that, but I wouldn't have slept all night. Well, let's see. That's about it for 2001.
Wow.
Pretty fast, huh? So why don't you say goodbye, and we'll see you again in 2002.
Yeah. Be a senior. Uh-oh.
Good job, Bryan. What is the third position? I don't understand what that is. Okay. This is Bryan, our oldest grandson. And Bryan, how old are you now?
18.
And what school do you go to?
Benicia High School.
And what grade are you in?
I'm a senior in high school.
And what's your favorite subject?
Teaching.
Teaching. Tell me a little bit more about your teaching.
Every day, well, not every day, Monday through Thursday, second period, I walk up to an elementary school that's right next to the high school, and I am a student teacher in a first grade class. And on Mondays, I teach spelling, where I have the whole class's attention, and I teach spelling, which is kind of ironic because I'm probably the worst speller in the family. But luckily, I have the teacher's edition when we're spelling, words like well and 3-letter words, so I can handle that.
Good.
And then the rest of the time, I am not in control, but I teach a group. There are 3 groups, and they rotate around. So there's the reading group, and then the almost reading group, and the I need a lot of help group.
Okay.
So they rotate around.
Good. And you'll become a better speller as a result of that.
Hopefully.
You will. You will. Okay. Where are you planning on attending college?
I applied to Chico State and Sonoma State, and if I get into Chico, that's where I'd like to go. If I get into Sonoma, that's fine too. Sonoma's more of a smaller school, kind of more out in the middle of nowhere. Chico's more of a college town.
Right.
They both have very good teaching programs. I've heard nothing but good things about the teaching program at Chico from Annie, so I'd like to go there if I get it.
Good. So I don't need to ask you about your major then.
No, I'm going to major in liberal studies.
Okay.
Well, liberal studies or in minor in English or history. Maybe, I don't know, I haven't quite decided yet. I haven't looked at all my options.
Yeah, good. Well, it's really good to get that experience with the little guys, because teaching is a fun and very rewarding thing to do. Talking about favorite things to do, what is your favorite thing to do?
I don't know. I just kind of relax and do whatever. I mean, kind of hang out, play pool, play ping pong.
Good.
Kind of enjoy life.
That's good, Brian. Tell me now about how your basketball is going. And a little bit about last year, too.
We just started this year. Last year we had 3 seniors, 9 juniors. We lost in the first round of the section playoffs in overtime, where, if I say so myself, I played a pretty darn good game with 20 some odd points and 20 rebounds without anybody really noticing what I had done. We lost, in overtime. It hurt a lot, but now this year we have 8 seniors and 4 juniors. No, 3 juniors. No.
Okay.
No, we have 5 juniors.
5 juniors?
I can't my math. See, I can't do math.
And 8 seniors?
We have 8 seniors, 5 juniors, and we're looking pretty good.
Yeah, I thought you were looking real good the other night.
Yeah.
And you got honorable mention?
Honorable mention last year, which was pretty... It was unexpected for me, but I guess as far as the other coaches who voted, it was wasn't surprising, which was nice. What I heard is they pick the all-league players first, and then after that they go, well, who was honorable mention? I was up there pretty fast, so it was nice to know that.
Well, we sure did enjoy watching you, I'll tell you that. Now, tell me a little bit about track.
Track last year was interesting. My coach and I kind of got into it at the beginning of the year because I wasn't going to run at all.
I remember that.
And then I went to visit him and say hi, and he kind of let me have it. And I went home that day and got my track spikes and was at practice half an hour later. So best intentions often get changed.
Yeah, well, we were sure glad you went out.
And my times didn't start off that great, but they lowered pretty fast, and I had a good time, and I won a few races and ran in some pretty big meets and had fun doing it.
Yeah,
so
you did.
Looking forward to this year too.
Good. That's great. Okay, and tell us about how you qualified there. Would you qualified for low hurdles at the subsection meet?
I qualified for both at a league. I got 3rd in the league in the 300 hurdles. I got 4th in the highs, which qualified me for subsections. In subsections, I qualified in the highs, but omitted to run. I chose not to run, and I knew what the guy who was. I was 7th. I knew the guy who was 8th. Kind of. I'd run against him before, and so I told him that you go run it because I'm not going to go any further, and I'd like you to run. And I just missed the 300 hurdles qualifying for the finals, but I did run my best time ever over at Davis. So.
Yeah, we were there.
That was a fun race.
We enjoyed watching you. Okay, now I'm going to ask you about Jen. Tell me about Jen.
Jen and I are good. We took a break for a little while a couple months ago, about a month and a half ago. I actually went to a Giants game with Dad, sat in the front row, first row, got a foul ball that Barry Bonds hit, had a great time, and the whole way home we had a little father-son conversation, and it was really, I didn't even expect it at all. It was one of those things where it just kind of came up in conversation, and we ended up talking about it the whole way home, and decided that maybe I needed to go just take a break, and so I did, and I realized that this isn't what I wanted to do, and got back together, and so if we don't count that month, we've been together for almost a year and a half. So
yeah, that's good. Well, you came up here and you did some wakeboarding, right?
We did.
We had a good time.
Yeah, we enjoyed having you.
Yeah. Look forward to coming up in the spring.
Yeah, now did you go on any vacations this year?
Went to basketball camp.
Yeah.
And I drove down to LA in the middle of July. Stayed with Jen's family for a while.
Yeah.
And I went to a basketball camp down there.
Yeah.
And she drove back up with me for my birthday.
Yeah.
We came up here. We went. That's right. We took a cruise. It was the beginning of the summer. See, my family's very famous for taking vacations the day after school gets out.
Beat the crowd, beat the rush.
Yeah, so we went on a cruise to Alaska, and it was one of those things where you don't really know what to expect because, yeah, it's Alaska, but it's also a cruise, so you're thinking, well, it's going to be cold, but for some reason it'll be warm too. So we packed every swimsuit and shorts we could, and got there and froze.
Yeah,
That wasn't that. The scenery was gorgeous.
Yeah.
The average age was nowhere near Dan and I, so it was a little bit hard. But
Yeah, well, you made it.
We had a good time, and
Good.
it was fun, and the food was good, and the scenery was absolutely spectacular, and we had a fun time.
You'll never forget it either.
No.
Tell me a little bit, we're just about running out of time here, but tell me a little bit about your car. You made a change from a Explorer,
Yeah,
right?
I can't decide. You know, I had my truck, and then okay, it was time to get a new car, and then Dad found the Explorer, and it was like, wow, this Explorer is so great, but I really want a Jeep. So I finally decided that I'm going to sell my Explorer. So I sold that and drove the truck for a while and found a Jeep and didn't buy that one. Then I found another Jeep and I didn't buy that one, and this one kind of fell out of the sky and I bought it, and it's been fun. I the whole summer I had the top off. Like the first time I ever drove with the top on was right before the first time it rained.
Okay.
So I love it. The wind drives most people nuts, but I love it.
Good. Good.
Little bit damp when it rains,
Yeah,
but
right.
it doesn't rain that often. So
Well, you have built-in air conditioning whether you want it or not. Okay, Brian. Well, this has been interesting as usual in interviewing you, and we really enjoyed it. And would you like to say goodbye to everyone for
goodbye. Have a good year.
2000
And when I see you next, I will be in college, hopefully.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. See you later. Ding. All right, get my stopwatch going here. Okay, this is Brian Campbell. He's actually our oldest grandson. Doesn't he look old? Uh-oh. Okay, Brian, how old are you now?
19.
19. My golly, can't believe you guys. Okay, tell me a little bit about what's been going on this year with you.
I made it through high school, graduated high school, moved out of my parents' house, moved back into my parents' house, switched jobs a couple times, was a prep cook, then I was worked for my dad again, and then I worked for somebody else, and I worked for my dad again, and then back for the other guy again.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the moving out part. How'd you like cooking, and how'd you handle the cooking situation?
I bought a George Foreman grill at Target.
Yeah.
And that kind of solved everything. I just kind of lived off cheeseburgers and grilled chicken for 6 months.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
I hope the chicken breasts were skinless, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Good for you. And how about who did the dishes?
About every week or so, somebody would get to them. It was basically wait till the sink got completely full and then throw them all in the dishwasher.
Oh, and do you have any problem with critters in the apartment or anything?
We had ants a couple times, but
okay.
no small. We had a cat, so.
Oh, that was good.
Never made a cat.
That's good. Okay. Now let's see. So that was and how about the laundry and stuff like that? Did you do?
I had to go to a laundromat, which is nice because you can do it all at once. You can load all your laundry at once, but you still have to pay for it. So.
Okay. Now tell me about the job. Did you interview for this job?
My friends kind of convinced me that. Well, my dad kind of originally dropped the hint that I should do this, and then my friends said,
need to go over there and tell this guy that you're going to make him a bunch of money and, sell yourself and get this job. So I did. And I just went in and said, I've got all this experience and I'm good at this and I know more than you do. So he was searching for an answer and I was the definite answer. So.
Good deal. So has that proven to be?
Yeah. No, we work real well together and it's kind of a team effort kind of thing and he treats me as his equal most of the time, so which is nice.
Good.
So.
Great, Bryan. So you don't have any regrets in that area, huh? I mean,
no.
You learned.
I definitely am glad everything happened, and I don't necessarily didn't leave on the best terms, but I'm back now, and my outlook on things has changed, and I feel better about myself and about. I feel like I have more purpose and goals and reasons for doing things, whereas before it was just kind of doing them because there was no just to do them.
Good. Well, you'll find that won't be your only change. That you throughout life you continually go through changes. That's what life's all about. Okay, let me. You know what I'm confused here because I'm looking at Annie's sheet and I'm interviewing Bryan. Yeah, that's a problem. Yeah, now, you guys are all getting so big, it's unbelievable. Okay, so let's go from what. I'm going to ask you again. I ask you this every year. What would you like to be? I mean, what are your goals for?
I'm going to be a teacher, but I want to be a teacher after I own a Palladian Sports or 2 or 10.
Oh yeah.
There needs to be one on the north side of the Bay Area, and there's my dad's way south, and then there's the one I work at. And there's nothing on the side of the bridge.
Oh, there's nothing in Benicia.
No, there's no sporting goods store really in Benicia Vallejo, so I want to put one there.
Okay.
Next 5 years.
Okay. So what do you do with your time off? I know you don't have much time off, but what do you like to do?
I'm trying to play more golf again.
Good.
And play at least once every week or two.
Great.
And pretty a lot of sleep.
No, golf's great. Huh? You're a wonderful golfer. Now tell me something about this car that you have. I hear a lot about it, but you describe it to me.
I traded the Jeep for an '85 Honda Civic and $1,500. So I basically sold my car for $2,000 because this Honda's worth about $500.
Okay.
And the engine runs good. Well, it did until me and my mechanics touch the wonders on it. So it needs to be fixed now, but it's a nice running car, but it's spray painted. It's not exactly one solid color, it's many colors.
Okay. So was that a fairly good deal? I mean,
for me, absolutely. The Jeep needed $3,000 with engine work that I couldn't do.
Oh, that's right.
So I got a running car.
Yeah, it had one bad cylinder or something, didn't it? Yeah. Good, Bryan. That was smart. I mean, sometimes you've got to cut your losses and
move on.
That's right. Now let's go back to that last year in high school and tell me, didn't you receive some kind of basketball honor on the team? Didn't you get?
I was Mr. Panther. I was the enthusiastic, excited one.
Yeah. But weren't you all league or something? Or?
Oh, I was an honorable mention. Yeah. I did the all league honorable mention.
Good. Well,
which was nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you did a good job there, and you did have a lot of enthusiasm, and you have a lot of skill too. And you'll use that throughout your whole life. Whether it's golf or tennis or running or whatever, archery, whatever you decide to do, you'll fall back on those skills that you developed. You didn't come up for wakeboarding this year, so we missed you.
Too much of it, yeah.
We want you to come up this coming summer. We expect to see you. Did you get any vacations in this year at all?
Not really. I went camping a couple times with my friends, but no, not really.
Nothing very long, huh?
Nothing big, no.
Okay, now let's see how we're doing here. Okay, I want to ask you the same thing I ask you guys every year here. If you could go anywhere or do anything, or well, let's say go anywhere, any place, where would you like to visit?
I don't know.
You don't have any desire to go to Egypt or China or Yugoslavia or Germany, or you really don't?
Australia would probably be nice.
Okay. That's a nice place to visit. I'd like to see the Aborigines.
Yeah, and to go out in the back country.
Yeah. How about any kind of a story or joke or riddle or anything? You got anything like that you'd like to lay on me?
No.
Anything you'd like to ask me?
How many years have we been doing this?
Well,
Really? When did we start?
I don't know, but I think we started when you were old enough to say hi, Grandpa. I think so, because I've got about, you must have been around 4 or 5, because I think I've got about 15 years worth now. And one of these days I'm going to surprise you with all put together.
My future wife is going to love that. She's going to love this.
Oh, it's going to be wonderful. And and I just put them all on digital tape, so they'll survive. So, well, thank you, Bryan, for the nice interview.
Thank you, Grandpa.
You take care. We'll see you next year.
See you next year.
That blue goes good against the blue in the background there.
Good.
Okay. What is your name?
Bryan James Campbell,
How old are you now, Bryan?
20 years old.
Wow. Tell me about what's going on what's going on at DVC? What are you doing there?
DVC is my first full semester there, and it's taking some getting used to, but I'm starting to get back in the swing of things and enjoy reading every night and things like that. And tests are a lot more difficult at college than they are in high school, but it's structured a lot different too.
Are they multiple choice tests, most of them? Or?
Most of them are, and then they throw in a couple tricky essays.
Okay.
But the lecture versus the reading, they tend to go together as opposed to being the same information. So you've got to listen to the lecture, then do the reading and put it together on your own to then reproduce it on the test. Whereas in high school, they kind of hold your hand the whole way.
Okay. But so far you're making the transition, huh?
Yep. A little. It's more difficult than I thought it would be after taking a year off and working full time to take the break. But I'm glad I did.
But you're able to get to the classes okay, and
I live like a block away from school.
Oh, that's
So work's over here and school's over here, and I live right here.
Can you walk to most of those things?
I walk to school and drive to work.
Oh, that's great. Oh, that's terrific. As a result of, are you starting to think about what you might want to apply that to?
I think that I want to go into political economics, just to get a background in how the money works and what's going on in corporate America. Not necessarily to work in that field, just to kind of have that knowledge. So if I want to go back in the business world, I can apply that. And also, if I become a teacher, probably an economics teacher in high school would be an option.
Very good. Presently, what's your favorite thing to do when you're not tied up with school or work?
Well, it was golf for a while, and then that got kind of expensive. I've been playing basketball more lately, not very competitively, but been doing that more. Not a whole lot, just hanging around.
You take any trips in your car or anything? Or you pretty
No.
much stay close to home?
Not many vacations, nothing like that. Between school and work, it keeps me pretty busy. I really don't have a day off during the week right now, so I'm either at school or at work.
Okay. Tell me about the place you're living and the guys you're living with. How's that working out?
It's been a good experience, and at this particular point in time, it's probably time to move on. They're 5-10 years older than me, and at different points in their life. And in the past, I moved in with them in February, and it definitely turned me on to a lot of real world things, and more than just paying the bills and being responsible, but just about
taking problems as they come to you and not necessarily hiding from them and letting decisions happen because you don't make a decision. More of taking the initiative and meeting those problems head on. But because they are at a different place in their lives, there can be friction sometimes. So I think it's just time probably for a change, and that could happen in a couple months. That could happen.
Yeah.
So it's not like there's any real friction. It's just
Yeah, good. Well, I think that's what we all do in one way or another. We all move on to the next phase.
Mm-hmm.
Now, tell me about the job there at Play It Again Sports. How's that going?
The job at Play It Again Sports. Wow, it's been over a year now. The same job, and it's a good symbiotic relationship I have with my boss. We get along well, and we communicate very well, and if there's something wrong, it gets addressed quickly, and we're very much on the same page. We work very closely together. People sometimes have a hard time knowing who's the owner and who's the manager, which is nice. I'm very good at what I do, but I am getting bored with it. It's definitely, working for your dad for 10 years, then working for somebody else in the same field. I'd like to get out of retail. I'm just good at it.
Yeah. Well, you do a good job, and you always have that friendly smile on,
Oh, yeah.
in the store. That's important to the owner.
Mm-hmm.
That you keep up all the time.
Yeah.
Tell me about the car you have.
Oh, the car that I have. Are you talking about the spray painted one?
Well, no, how kind of the evolution of how you got to where you are now?
Well, I started at 16. Well, I started at 15 and a half when I learned how to drive the truck. I learned how to drive a stick. And then I bought my Ford Explorer, which was very nice. It had leather and air conditioning, but I thought the transmission was going to go out on that, so I sold that. And some people would say I downgraded to a Jeep, but to me I upgraded. And the Jeep needed engine work, so I traded the Jeep for a spray-painted 89 Honda Civic with skulls and crossbones on it that ran very well, and that didn't have an ignition, and got some money for it too, so I got some cash out of the whole transaction. And then I donated that to the Giants to get rid of it, and bought another get me from point A to point B vehicle that is much better than the spray painted one.
That's what you have now.
Right. And I'm gonna drive that into the ground until hopefully I can upgrade in a couple of years.
Okay, what is that?
It's a 91 Sentra.
Okay.
So it's got.
Yeah, that's a good car.
Yeah.
Dave had a Sentra, and Dave and Francie.
Yeah, they have no complaints. A sunroof, things like that.
Okay, well, is there anything that you expected me to ask you that I may have forgotten?
Well, I like to say Amy's still in my life, and we kind of took the label off of our relationship, but she's still my rock and still one of my best friends. And I don't know. I feel much more centered than I did last year at this time, and I'm hoping to move and stay planted for a couple of years and finish DVC and hopefully get a new job, or maybe even work less or not at all, and then go from there.
Wonderful, Bryan. Well, I'm really proud of you. So, you want to say goodbye to everybody for this year?
See you in 2005.
Okay. Okay. What is your name?
Bryan James Campbell.
Okay, Bryan, how old are you now?
Carry the 2. I'm 22.
22, all right. Tell me about your job there as manager at Play It Again Sports.
Oh boy. Well, I run the show, and I like to tell the customers that I write the little checks and Dad writes the big checks. I've got 3 employees right now, all of which who work hard and are fun to work with, all younger than me. So we have a very young staff, and I don't know, we have fun and just try to keep the place, as clean as we can and keep things going,
Good. What about your future plans? What do you got in your mind at this point?
Well, I'm kind of at that crossroads of deciding what kind of career I want. I should probably look back at some of these interviews and and have a good idea of what I wanted to do. But I don't know. I mean, I could go back to school. I can play basketball. I mean, I could still be a teacher. I mean, there's a lot of things that I could do. It's just a matter of finding something that's going to make me happy and not necessarily make me money. So
Absolutely right. Well, I always thought Nan and I both thought you'd make a great teacher. Your enthusiasm is contagious, as they say.
yeah.
And little kids really like somebody that they can look up to that really is enthusiastic. A lot of teachers I had were kind of 1 foot in, as they say. Tell me about where you live and your house and the guys you live with.
Well, I live with one other person. I live with Burtis Sanders, who used to work for the store when I wasn't working there. And then he now works for Sleep Train, actually. And that's kind of an option that I have as far as a career choice. Is some of my friends, they sell mattresses and make a boatload of money.
Yeah.
But again, is that going to make me happy 2 years from now? I don't know. But I live just with him, and we live in a nice 2-bedroom house in Hayward, right near downtown, and it's a lot of fun, and we don't pay a whole lot in rent, and we get along really well. We're very similar personalities, both salesmen, which helps, and just kind of have a good time. Just hang out and
Good.
have fun.
How are the cars this year?
Well, another one has bit the dust. The Stanza's gone.
Yeah.
We called him George, after George Costanza from Seinfeld. And then we just upgraded to Dad's old company truck. I just came into last week, and that's so much better. Now I have a delivery vehicle. It's also my everyday vehicle, and other than the gas, it's fantastic.
Wonderful. That's a nice machine.
We really appreciate that.
Yeah, that's a real machine. So tell me a little bit about Amy.
Well, Amy and I have been together for 3 years now, on and off, and she's here today and gonna watch this wonderful interview. And I don't know, I'm crazy about her, and sounds like she's crazy about me, and you know, the family likes her, and her family likes me, and we get along, and she compliments me well, and
Good. Well, who knows?
yeah, who knows?
Okay, what's your favorite thing to do?
My favorite thing to do is to play golf. Absolutely.
Well, you should have put that on your list of possibilities, I think. So those guys, you know, they can do that for a long time.
You know, you're right. And kind of in the back of my mind, I'm thinking that you only have to be 50 to be in the senior tour. So that's 23 years I've got to prepare to go be on the senior tour.
Well, a lot of things you have to give up. Like I thought when I came up here I was going to water ski, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
And it didn't work out.
Absolutely.
Golf I could still play. So, okay, now for the green screen part. If you could go anywhere, I'd say to you, Bryan, where would you like to go? Where would you like to go?
Oh, I can't wait to see this. I want to go and play St. Andrews in Scotland. That's where I want to go.
Okay, let's see if we can do that. Oh, now look around.
Although we're here.
Look where we put you. And where did you want to be?
We're here in St. Andrews, Scotland, at the oldest golf course in the world.
Okay, now I want you to turn slightly to the left, grab that club, and give it a swing. Oh, good hit. Holy mackerel. Good job.
This is what I've always wanted.
Okay, well, you worn out yet?
Sure.
You hear any sounds over there, like a sound of a golf ball bouncing or
Golf ball falling into a hole.
or somebody
That's a good
else
sound.
saying,
4!
there, oh, good, missed you. Okay, back to LOP you come. Okay, there you are. You're back. Nice trip. Any jet lag?
No, I'm good.
Okay, good. Okay. Now I want to ask you a couple of things before we finish up here. Do you have a riddle or a joke or anything you'd like to lay on me?
A riddle or a joke? I'm all joked out. I don't have any good jokes.
Okay, how about a question you'd like to ask me? Any questions?
Oh, question. Well, I have a question, but I think I know what the answer is, but I'll ask it anyway. If you were in my shoes and 22 years old to make a career choice, would you do it? Would you go and make less money and doing something that you think would make you happier? Or would you go and do the easy job, make more money, save that money, so then you could go do what you wanted to do after that?
That's a tough question. I'll tell you what, let me think about that a little bit, and then we'll talk about it, okay?
Okay.
Okay. I want to say, oh, you were up at Tahoe with us, right?
Yes.
How'd you
we
like
went
that?
to Tahoe. It was wonderful.
Did you like that?
It was great fun. Got to play golf.
Yeah.
Got to see the ceremony, which was wonderful. The quiz was fun. Couldn't beat that. And beautiful. It was. I'd never been to that side of that side of Tahoe, and to stay down there, and it was a lot of fun. I'm really glad that we went.
Well, we were sure glad to have you there. That was the highlight of our year.
That was a good one.
Well, thanks very much, Bryan. And you want to say goodbye to everybody?
Goodbye. See you all in 2007.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.